Hi, everybody. Just want to give you a shout and say hello and talk to you a little bit about Inner Healing and Deliverance Ministry, really one of my passions right now. I'm going to give you some time to hop on. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and invite your friends to this, invite your followers as well. So go ahead and share this on your page and let them know that we're going to talk about this for a few moments. I'm not going to take too long. Usually about 10 minutes is kind of like my max. As we get started, wow, if I could just process a little bit, I had like this really scary interview this morning. I got a message from the New York Times of all newspapers. That's like in America, that's like the mother of all newspapers. And they're asking, the religion section is asking about prophets and prophecies and kind of what's happening right now. And so somehow I made the list. So I don't know, I didn't give a public prophecy about the election or anything. I'm kind of observing right now. But one of my observations, and it does coincide with my topic, is about, the health prophets and the health of the prophetic community. And I'm talking about heart health. I'm talking about mental health, things of that nature. And so it was a scary interview. I'm hoping, maybe I'll just get a byline, and that'll be it. Or maybe I'll be featured a little bit more. But these are one of the things that we're having to navigate, as prophets, is the secular media, because we've joined the media. Hello, Valerie from Australia. Pay attention, Valerie. I've got some things to say and direct Australians toward specifically. And one of them is this, Valerie. One of them is we're going to have February. The first week of February, and we'll roll it all out. So if you're from Australia, you'll see everything, is we're going to have the Prophetic Wisdom Challenge. And this is for Australia. It's the Australian Prophetic Wisdom Challenge. It's all free. And it's, we're gonna put some stuff together, and we're gonna have some giveaways from inside Australia, some really cool stuff. So anyway, pay attention to that, Valerie. Also the Sydney Seers and Prophets Institute in August. Okay, so you'll see all of that. And then also for those of you on here today, want to point you to the link in the title line, the link tree. It's a link. And when you click on that, you'll see the Inner Healing and Deliverance Online University that's coming up in March. So a couple things, we always now, because I'm actually based in both the USA and in Australia. Yes, we did this in COVID. It's crazy. We managed to do it. And so there's an Australian gateway, and then there is a gateway for the rest of the globe. So if you register or book into that, there is a gateway for that. And by the way, there is a code through January 31st. It's the Get 50 code, and that's really good. The Get 50 code through the end of January. But anyway, I want to talk to you about Inner Healing Deliverance, and again, talking about prophets in the prophetic community. Because let me tell you what happens when your heart is broken. When your heart isn't whole, the Lord always speaks a pure word to you. He always does. When he speaks to his prophets, his people, believers, when he speaks to you, it's always totally pure, totally unfiltered, undiluted. That God's voice is pure. But it's what's in our heart that can do a voiceover of what God said. And sometimes we end up saying what God never said because of what's going on in our own heart. And that's why I want to talk about this inner healing and deliverance. Some people, they're just focusing on deliverance, casting demons out. And I remember, this was a while ago, quite a while ago, being in a ministry place in the U.S., and they were doing all this deliverance, and that's great, okay? But I noticed that there was not any sort of pastoral care in place. And because there wasn't any pastoral care in place, I'm thinking these people are going to be, demonized all over again come next Sunday. And, because there has to be healing. If somebody has a demon, there's a reason that demon is there. If they're oppressed, Christians can't be possessed by a demon because you have the Holy Spirit, but you can get pretty oppressed, and to the point where it looks like you're demonized. I mean, it can be that much. And so if that's going on, there's a reason why. It could be sin. Christian opened the door to sin. They did something they shouldn't do, got into a habitual situation, and the door got open, they got oppressed. And so it could be that, or it can be a wound, and it's legit. I mean, we get wounds. There's a reason why Jesus was anointed to heal the brokenhearted, is because our hearts were going to get broken. And for that reason, if our hearts never get mended, it becomes an open door to demonic oppression, demonic, torment. And so this is where, we have to always recognize that inner healing and deliverance always go together. Acts 10:38, Jesus went about doing good and healing all who were oppressed of the devil. It wasn't just healing. It wasn't just oppressed of the devil. He put them together, because they go together. And so you don't just have one or the other. You actually have both. Okay. And so it's actually not complete when we just work on the inner healing. Okay. So that's sometimes where counselors fall short. Christian counselors can fall short with that, only because they're concentrating on the healing, which is their job. But they don't recognize the spiritual implications. You take a person who's trying to be healed from some really deep occult roots or something. Well, they need healing, but they also need deliverance. Okay, they're going to need both. And so a Christian counselor can take them through a certain, take them to a certain place, but you also have to have a deliverance minister that can cast the demons out, as the Holy Spirit is leading. And so, you always need both of them together. The deliverance minister who doesn't lead someone into heart healing ministry at all, okay, the person's just going to get repossessed, and reoppressed. And so we always have to have it together. And so for that reason, especially if you're prophets and prophetic community, and I'm bringing this up because if the New York Times is asking about prophets, okay, it's probably because we're doing some things that are getting attention, and maybe not the best stuff. Okay, really, in one sense, it was fascinating that they would even contact me, but in another sense, it probably means we might be doing some stuff that is not getting the correct attention. Okay, so I have mixed feelings about this interview. I was glad to make the list, but I have mixed feelings, and so we'll see what happens in a couple weeks and how it all lays out. But either way, this is a real signal that we really need to focus on our hearts. We need to focus on healing. We need a healing plan. If you don't have a healing plan, then how are you going to maintain your health? It's if you are, you need a plan for your physical body for health. You need a plan for your spirituality for health. You also need a plan for your emotions for health. It all works together. So maybe we can be a part of your healing plan. Check out the Inner Healing and Deliverance Online University if that works for you. Maybe there's some other things you need to do instead, and that's great. But have something in place, okay? Inner healing and deliverance go together, and you need a healing plan. So maybe we can help with that. All right. So check it out. Click the link, and hopefully we'll see you in a few months. Okay. God bless.